Morning.
Good morning. Okay, we'll give some of the latecomers a few minutes to add on, and then we'll get started. Okay, let's get started. Looks like there are several people who may be joining us later, but we'll go ahead and get started with those of you that are here. Good morning. This is the, okay, looks like my video went out. Okay. Good morning. This is the 95th dismissal docket. And when I call you a case number, your docket number, and the style of the case, if you represent the plaintiff, just let me know that you're present on the call. We're going to start out with DC 2207064. Case is styled Credit Human Federal Credit Union versus Martha May Hayes. Is there someone on the call for the credit?
Yes, Your Honor, I am John Hampton.
Okay, Mr. Hampton, let me pull this up 1 second. Okay. Looks like you were set for trial today, is that correct?
That's correct. We have not been able to serve the defendant in this case. We have tried several different avenues to serve the defendant. The main defendant has theoretically a car sales business in Dallas, Texas, but when the process server went over to that location, there's not really a car dealership at that location. It's basically a warehouse. She made 6 visits to that location from August 3rd through September 21. So we went after that. We tried to find the motor. The sales is a DBA behind Optimum Funding Solutions. So we looked on the internet and found a website for Optimum Funding Solutions, and that was an address on Dalton Street in DeSoto, Texas. She went to that address twice between August 16th and August 24th. There's no one really in that office that's associated with the primary company, Optimum Funding Solutions. So We looked at the Secretary of State's website. Optimum Funding Solutions is owned by Irvin Powers. So that address on the Secretary of State is listed at 306 Sandy Creek Drive. The constable went over to that and found his wife they live at a house at 306 Sandy Creek Drive. The constable sent us a request. We sent her a request for an affidavit for substitute of service, and we got that back yesterday. We're going to file a motion for substitute of service to serve the manager of the LLC that runs Legacy Motors, that holds the car that we financed. So we're going to ask the court to allow us to substitute serve him by serving his wife at their home address. And we'll be filing that motion probably tomorrow, Judge. Our process server has had 9 visits trying to find the defendant in multiple locations from August 3rd through September 21st. And now finally we think we know where the wife is. And when she went to the house, there was a car sitting in the driveway that had a temporary tag in the name of Legacy Motors. So that is where Mr. Irvin's, that's where he and his wife live, and his wife will be service effective on him, which will be service effective on the LLC, which will be service effective on Legacy Motors Group. The day we filed the lawsuit, we sent a fax to both Optimum Funding Solutions and Legacy Motor Group, letting them know, hey, you've been sued. Please don't sell this car. The car is still listed for sale.
Was the car you saw at the residence, was that the car that you're trying to sequester?
No, that was another car, but it had the license, the temporary tag showed that there is some kind of an enterprise called Legacy Motors, and they are of some way selling cars, but it doesn't look like they're selling cars at the warehouse on Brassway Drive. I mean, it's an odd business enterprise, Your Honor, and we're working through the corporate structure that.
Is there any reason why you just don't want to serve the Secretary of State?
We want the car, so we want to serve him, and if we can get him served some way, then we can show cause why he hasn't turned over the car. So we want the car, and the Secretary of State, and we think by serving his wife, that'll be reasonably calculated to give notice to him.
Is his wife a member of the same LLC? I mean, I'm just concerned.
No, she's not.
See, I'm concerned that may not be perfect service by just serving her. And that's my concern. At least if you get the Secretary of State served, you will have service. And I know that will protect you against having the car sold. I haven't seen are you getting ready to submit a motion for substitute service on that?
I am. I'll be sending it probably tomorrow, Judge.
Okay, see, that's my only concern. I'm not sure that the rules allow for you to serve the wife of an LLC. Of the member. That's my concern. So you may not have perfect service even doing that. If you serve the Secretary of State, at least you'll have perfect service. That won't protect you against the car, but you can continue your look for the car.
Okay, that we will take that suggestion. We're gonna. I think I'm still going to do the motion for substitute of service. I understand what we're saying, and we'll also add to that. Let's add to that serving on the Secretary of State. We're going to do both tracks, Your Honor.
Okay, and in your motion, state all the facts that service on the wife is a way that you can make sure you get probable service of the defendant as well, because I think that's going to be a concern, because I don't know if the rules allow you to do that. So you may want to do them both. But I know if you serve the Secretary of State, you can perfect service, and then you can continue to look for the car, okay?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, how much time do you think you need to do this?
The Secretary of State, I mean, I've served General Motors through the Secretary of State. They send a letter And the letters that they send, they're going to send to the same people that we've been trying to serve, and the same addresses we've been trying to serve. Those letters, they usually wait for them to return. They send them regular by certified mail. The certified mail, which we actually asked them to send a regular priority mail and certified mail, so that at least the priority mail we can get a tracking number. They wait 30 some odd days for the green card to come back unserved. I would ask for 40 days from today, Judge.
Okay, and we're looking at 4 months already. I'm gonna set it out for 30 days. I don't know why my video keeps going off. I'm gonna set it out for 30 days, and that will get you through November the 1st. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. And we will.
And try to get the motions in the subserve within a couple of weeks, so that will give you some time to get the
Yes.
service done and get the order. And then we'll look at it in about a month, okay?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. May be dismissed.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, DC 21-16285, Sakioni versus Joyce. DC 21-16285, Sakioni versus John Joyce. DC 21-11755, Thomas versus Teomo. Excuse me. This is Judge Hurdle. May I help you? Yes. Did you get the Zoom link? And you can't get on? Okay, are you waiting in the waiting room now? Okay, and what's your name? Okay, Susan, I don't see you on the list of participants. Can you give, I tell you what, call Karen and ask her to send you the Zoom link again. And if you don't get on the Zoom link before we finish, just give me a call back on this number in about an hour. That's okay. Thank you. Sorry. I think I was on DC 21-11755, Trevino versus Teomo. Hearing no response, the case is being dismissed for warrant of prosecution. DC 21-09689, Jennifer Jennings versus Estrada. DC 21-09689, Christopher Jennings versus Ismael Estrada. DC 22-05064, Gregory Schmaltz versus RT Specialty. Is someone on the call for Gregory Schmaltz?
Yes, Your Honor. David Munoz on behalf of plaintiff Gregory Schmutz.
Okay, I think we're set on to listen to a motion to reconsider today, right?
I was told to log on for this particular hearing. I wasn't sure if it's going to be a separate hearing time.
Okay, you filed a motion to reconsider on the default judgment?
Yes, Your Honor. I've also filed a motion for new trial as well.
Do you know if the respondent's going to attend? Have you been in communications with him?
I have not, but I can call him and ask him.
Okay, let's do this. I want to kind of talk to you guys about this case. I know there's some confusion about the order that was signed. Would you call him? Obviously, I'm not going to dismiss it because you got the pending motion, but would you call and have a conversation with him and then send me an email and let me know when you guys are available? I'd like to have a Zoom call with the two of you.
Okay.
And you got my number. My number's on the website. Do you have my number?
I can find it. That should be
Okay. Send me an email, and let's try to do a Zoom call between the two of you guys, preferably around 11:30 or so.
okay.
Okay, and call me back if you got some problems.
I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right, thank you. We'll see you later today. DC 22-05263, Discover Bank versus Mac. DC 22-05263, Discover Bank versus Valerie Mack.
Valencia Carter Bennett for Discover Bank.
Hi, Miss Carter Bennett. How are you?
I'm well. How are you today?
Okay. Looks like you served the defendant or the respondent around, I guess, August the 27th by subservice.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you gonna take a default on this case?
Yes, we are. It should have been filed this morning.
Okay, so it was filed today?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. I'll look for it, and I'll place it 1 week out, which would be October the 11th, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you very much. You're gonna hang around for some others?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. DC 22-06598, Discover Bank again versus Silva. Is that your case too, Miss Carter Bennett? Is that your case?
Yes, sir.
Okay, let me find it on my list here. Okay. Looks like we've got another situation. You got a case that was where your defendant was served in August. They also found a motion for a default on that?
Yes, sir. It's filed this morning.
Okay, very good. I'm going to put that out 1 week as well. Thank you.
I believe I have 2 more, so I'll hang on.
All right, thank you. DC 22-06625, Soto versus Emerson. Anyone representing Soto? DC 22-06625, Soto versus Emerson. Hope that's not the lady who was trying to get on, but hearing nothing, that case is being dismissed for warrant of prosecution. DC 22-06685, April Williams Rigger versus Amari, Towing Incorporated. DC 22-06685, Williams Rigger versus Amari Towing. Hearing no response, that case is being dismissed for warrant of prosecution. Well, there's Miss Allen. Thank you, Miss Allen, for joining us. If I've already called your case, I'll go back through it, okay? DC 22-06730, Diane Griffin versus Mahdi, M-A-H-D-I. DC 22-06730, Griffin versus Mahi. Hearing no response, that case is being dismissed for warrant of prosecution. DC 2206775. Miss Allen, can I get you to mute your microphone for me, please? Miss Allen, could I get you to mute your microphone for me, please? I guess not. Okay, we'll try to move on. DC 2206775, Holmes versus Tortoise. DC 2206775, Holmes versus Torres. Hearing no response, that case is being dismissed for want of a prosecution. DC 2206885, Rosales versus Olvera.
Yes, Your Honor, this is David Wilbert for plaintiff Margarita Rosales.
Okay, let me pull that up, sir. Okay, looks like this is a... Looks like you had service on the defendant on August the 2nd.
Yes, that's correct.
I don't know why everybody wants to talk to me today. What's the status of that case, sir?
We have filed a partial motion for default as to the liability. Yesterday, we are asking for more time to collect my plaintiff's damages. She spent 7 days in the hospital, and she is currently still treating, and we're still pending some bills and records. But as to the liability, we are requesting a default.
Okay, you may want to check with Miss Alonzo. I think what they're looking to do is to have the default include liability and damages to prevent a need for a separate hearing. She's not setting hearing separately for damages. So what I'm going to do, how much time do you think you need to get, you said your client is still treating?
Yes, she is.
Wow. Let's talk offline on this one, okay? Is your motion for partial summary judgment on liability already been filed?
It was filed yesterday afternoon.
Okay, you got my number?
Is it on the website?
Yeah, give me a call this afternoon. Let's talk about this.
Okay.
I want to give you some more time to try to get the damages worked up as opposed to having two separate hearings on the liability and the damages. And let's kind of have that discussion and see how we should go from there. Okay, give me a call this afternoon.
Okay, I can do that. Thank you, Your
All
Honor.
right, thank you. You may be dismissed. Brandon Owes versus Richard Leslie, DC 2204049.
Your Honor, Paul Sarr, I'm here for plaintiffs.
Okay, we've talked about this a couple of times, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to pull up my notes on this one. I think I had a couple of issues with this. I think there was some issues. You submitted a motion for default, but there's some issues with service.
Yes, Your Honor, we served him through the Texas Secretary of State. He lives, we believe, in Coachella, California. And
Who is Frank Burton?
I don't know. I think that's someone who the defendant sent out to sign on the green card, if you will.
See, the problem I've got with this is that you filed the lawsuit against a Richard Paul Leslie, and you served a Frank Burton through the Secretary of State. So I think you've got some service issues that we couldn't move forward on the default judgment with.
Well, Your Honor, I don't know what to say. He's sent someone else out to sign for it.
Well, you either got to identify him as the registered agent for the for the corporation, but Mr. Leslie is not a corporation; he's an individual person.
I understand that. Yes,
So
Your
the
Honor.
conflict I've got is that your service indicates a corporation and maybe a registered agent. You didn't identify him as a registered agent, but the defendant is an individual.
And Your Honor, I'm looking at the service here. I didn't do this, so.
Well, you understand what the issue is, I guess is what's important, right?
Yes, I understand what the issue is.
So how much time do you need to get it resolved?
Well, given that, I guess we're gonna have to send someone to Coachella, California. And or reserve the Secretary of State.
Well, that doesn't solve the problem though, because you sued Mr. Leslie, right?
Yes, sir.
And he's an individual, so I'm trying to understand how the Secretary of State gets involved in this.
Well, simply, a long arm. I guess, can we get 3 weeks perhaps?
Okay, I'm going to give you 3 weeks,
Okay.
but you need to serve Mr. Leslie,
Okay.
okay? I'm going to put this on the docket for October 25th. And I know we've had several conversations on this. So either get service perfected on Mr. Leslie, and you may want to amend your motion for default again. We may be able to use what you've got on file, but we've got to have service on him by the 25th of October, or the case is going to be dismissed.
Yes, sir. I
All right.
understand. Yes,
All
sir.
right, thank you very much. You may be dismissed.
Thank you.
DC 21-05742, Hornsby versus Lynette Blewett.
Yes, Your Honor. Kenneth Owen for the plaintiff.
Okay, let me pull this up real quickly here. Okay, looks like you've got, as I can tell, 4 defendants, and 3 have been dismissed. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. 3 have settled out, and the 4th one we were expecting to get information on by and through one of the co-defendants. Didn't quite work out that way, and we filed a notice of non-suit of all claims against Hechavarria this morning.
So you're basically dismissing the other defendant who's not been served?
Correct,
And
Your Honor.
that's been filed today?
Correct.
Okay, thank you very much. You may be dismissed.
Thank you, Your Honor.
DC 21-07090, Kalia Moore versus Thomas Cole. Anyone here for Ms. Moore? DC 21-07090, Moore versus Cole. Hearing no response, that case is being dismissed for want of prosecution. DC 22-05702, James Diggs versus Sophia Rios.
Good morning, Your Honor. Juliana Fabrice for the plaintiff.
Good morning, Ms. Fabrice. How are you?
Good, thank you, and you?
Okay. This
We
case
filed-
was on last week's dismissal docket, right? And I
Yes.
put it over another week.
No, we filed yesterday the motion for default against the plaintiff.
Okay, give me 1 second here. I do show that's been filed. All right, thank you very much. You may be dismissed, Ms.
Thank
Fabrice.
you. Have a great day.
Thank you, you too. Okay, I appreciate those of you that are remaining here on the call, but I don't see anything else on my docket. Tell me what cases you're here on, and let me see if I can find out what's going on. Let's start with you, Mrs. Carter Bennett.
I have DC 2207329 Discover versus John Levitt. It may be that we filed the motion for default and it was already,
Yeah,
Okay.
that's why she took you off the docket.
okay, that was my last one. May I be excused?
You may be. Thank you very much. You have a good day.
You too.
Okay, Mrs. Sutton, what you're referring to? That's Crawford and Lang POC versus Susan Munoz.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, got this case settled in July 29th of this year.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And you found a motion to dismiss. Okay, that's probably why you were taken off the docket. I see your order on the proposed order for dismissal, so you're okay.
Very well, Your Honor. May I be excused?
Thank you, you may be. Thank you very much, have a good day.
Thank you, you too.
Okay, Miss Allen, how are you this morning? You're on mute. You need to take yourself off mute there, that's okay.
Okay, well, don't
Okay.
ever move your computer. You may have surprises. I apologize for my tardiness. I'm here on cause number DC 2206685.
Okay, give me a second to pull that one up. Okay, that's, okay. Yeah, I called that case earlier. Let me go back to my notes here. Okay. Looks like this was a case that was filed on June the 17th. And what's the status?
The status is this. There are two defendants, the corporation's registered agents in Austin. That citation was issued on July 5th. I'm following up on why it wasn't served, but it was issued by the court on July 5th. The second citation, we were serving through the chairman of the Texas Transportation Commission, and that was $4 short. And so they did not issue that citation. We have paid that $4 and requested that it be issued so we can go forward. So the problem with the case is we have not accomplished service, but I understand the problems and we are curing them.
Okay, it's been 3 months since citations were issued. Okay, I understand your issues. I'm going to put this on next week's dismissal docket.
Okay,
And we need to have service perfected at least by next Tuesday, or it's going to be dismissed.
okay. The one thing I would say is that, so we filed June 17th, as the court has pointed out. It took them almost 30 days to issue a citation.
Okay, well, I understand that, but you've had the citation for 3 months.
Right. Okay, so with regard to both defendants, you want them served by the by the dismissal docket next week, is that correct?
I want to see some activity on this by next Tuesday. I want to see one of the service perfected on somebody,
Very good.
okay?
Got it, sir.
Okay, so that's gonna be pushed forward to, October the 11th.
Okay,
And make sure you're present on the call if service has not been perfected.
I understand, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, Ms. Allen. Anything further?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, you may be dismissed. Thank you. Have a good day. And this ends the dismissal docket for the 95th Judicial District Court.